Welcome to The Real and the Woo. I'm your host, Lauri Stern. Join me as I invite experts and friends to discuss a range of topics, from the factual and practical to the mystical and magical. Consider this your virtual happy hour filled with lively, authentic, and meaningful conversations meant to inform, inspire, and ignite your curiosity. Whether you are very real or super woo, this podcast is just for you. Hi, it's Lauri, and I wanted to come on to talk about me. What do I do? Why am I doing it? And why am I here? And I know I've talked about that on my podcast already when I first produced my first show. But since then, quite a lot has happened. I've offered workshops, I've been seeing clients, and I've been producing podcasts, all in an effort for joy and helping people understand they matter. So, what does that even mean? Well, what it means is, for example, with the workshops that I do, I say we are all like tables that we purchase from IKEA. Okay, so we get the box home, we unbox it, and there's a bunch of parts. And what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to take out the instructions from the box and read the instructions. And I just said this in my workshop last week. There's a lot of us who have built plenty of tables from IKEA and elsewhere. We're like, we toss the instructions out because we're like, I know how to do this. And then what happens? The table's a little wobbly. Some of us read those instructions to the very letter in fear that we're going to do something wrong. And then the table's built. It's sturdy, but we look and there's like a few extra screws. And now we wonder, did we screw up? When really they just give us extra screws. Okay. So, right there, just that simple act of constructing a table in pieces that we put together, there's a lot of stuff that gets churned up in our bodies and our minds. The know-it-alls who throw the instructions out, the fear-it-alls who think they can't do anything without being told or shown what to do, and everybody else in between. Okay. So we are like that table. And if you look at our body with a table of 7 legs, right? Because my lens is the chakras. If one of those legs is too tall, too inflated, too short, not inflated enough, not tall enough, the table is going to be wobbly. Okay. So what I do through my workshops, what I do through my discussions, what I do for corporations and organizations and individual bodies or bodies like organizations is to help them understand their internal instructions. The lens I use is the chakras. The language I speak is universal. So if just by hearing the word chakra, you're like, there's no way, she doesn't understand me, I don't go for that woo-woo stuff, give me auto mechanics, give me parents, give me teachers, give me any group you can imagine. I promise you, I'm going to speak in language you can understand for the body you have. So, why does this even matter? Because you matter. And if you walk around with the baseline feeling like you don't matter, then your table, your body, it's already going to be wobbly. You won't literally be able to stand for long if you don't understand why you're here. You have every right to be here, and you have every right to change your instructions. We come into this world with our own manual. Okay. Whether you want to say that's karmic or ancestor or both, we are born into families through no fault of their own, despite whatever dysfunction or abuse or anything that occurs as we're being raised. Our instructions get adjusted, they get altered, we get reprogrammed. And I'm not talking about Android stuff. I'm saying we come with our own programming, we come with our own instructions. And through the work I do and the empowerment I give to people, we take a good darn look at those instructions and we get to ask, who created these in the first place? Are they even mine? Do they work for me anymore? How do I know how to rewrite them? And why would I want to rewrite them? Okay. We'd want to rewrite them because we are beings that evolve and change, don't we? Aren't we? And I also talked about this in a workshop last week. I asked people to raise their hand and say, who's got a phone? Everybody's got a phone. And then the next question I asked was, what happens when an update is presented to you in a text or an email for your phone or your computer? What do? Well, you hit upgrade. You don't even think about it unless, you've got to take some storage off your phone like I do, then it takes some work. But the bottom line is if there's an upgrade that's available, you hit upgrade. So why the F is it so hard for us to hit upgrade when it comes to ourselves? We are meant to upgrade. We are meant to understand where, how, and when we'd like to upgrade. And that when we do that, it's not because there was anything wrong with us. We just want to feel a little better. We want to feel like we're living the truest version of ourselves. And it's always just a good idea to understand why we're made, how we're made. Why do certain situations trigger us or piss us off or make us so happy or so sad, right? So I really want you guys to think about you deserve to feel as amazing as you can. You have every right to get curious about why sometimes you might not feel so great. And you have every opportunity to rewrite your instructions so that at any minute, in any moment, at any age, any stage, any label that you have on yourself, mother, father, sister, brother, business owner, bus driver, chef, auto mechanic, whatever it is that you do, you are meant to understand that version of yourself in those roles. And if those roles were stripped away, the divine version of yourself, because that's really where we all connect. At a soul level, we're all humans with blood and bones, wants and dreams, right? But if we're raised to feel like we're not allowed to want more or our dreams have no value, those are just a couple of ways you're like, yeah, those instructions really don't work for me anymore. So that's what I do. And that's why I'm here. And I hope you have a great day because you matter. Thanks for listening.